Different background, same bathrobe. I'm back in Southeast Asia. This is where I consider Southeast Asia to be my home. 4 years ago, I moved here for the first time, and I was really nervous when I got here. But quickly I was able to integrate, and I traveled to a few countries, but Thailand and Vietnam specifically are the ones that I spend the most time in. Right now, I'm in Vietnam, which is my favorite country. Um, so yeah, I live here, and my last video I talked about me getting the f out of America, and I think some people took that video as me having maybe some sort of resentment for the US. I don't. I love the US. But just because the US is still, for the most part, good. I mean, there's a lot of bad things about it. It's gotten way worse and it could be much better, um, especially economically, politically, et cetera, et cetera. Um, there's some places that are just a better match for you specifically. And I'm talking about me specifically. For me, the things that I value is freedom of expression, being able to do whatever I want, and like having small limitations or very little limitations on the things that I want to do. And what's cool about out here is it's a very basic reality. I don't want to reduce Southeast Asia just down to the fact that it's more affordable, but the fact that it's more affordable allows you to do things which otherwise you wouldn't have the time or energy or finances to do back in the West, uh, America more specifically, the US. And so that's a huge thing, man. But on top of that as well, I have a sense of community here. Like I do. I have a lot of good friends, and even people who I don't really know, I still feel like some sort of affinity to them. Especially if they seem like they're Westerners themselves, because we're just a small group of Westerners within uh, a city of millions of Vietnamese. And the Vietnamese people themselves are amazing. Obviously, I think that my girlfriend's Vietnamese, right? like, so I have friends from that culture as well, and it's just really cool, man. It's really dope, and I just think that a lot of people really kind of want to do it. They want to try, but they're just sort of scared to try. And if you're wondering or you're considering doing it, you just take the lead, man. Just do it. All right. Um, I know it's easier said than done, but here and there, I will be making videos on this channel specifically talking about traveling, living abroad, working online, etc., and building a life outside of your home country. And funny enough, it actually allows you to appreciate your home country more in a way because, especially if you're, and this is ideally what you should be doing when you're earning money in the currency that you're from, which is why I'm always hesitant of like just poo-pooing on the US because I'm benefiting from American supremacy, if I'm being honest. The fact that we are the economic um, powerhouse of the world, the military powerhouse of the world. I'm able to earn American dollars, right? You have that arbitrage there. Earn American dollars and then live off of the local currency in Southeast Asia. So I benefit from that financially. So I'm not. I try to not, you know, like I said, poo poo on America too much. Trying to keep my language PG here. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be talking. Well, let me give you a bit of my story, a bit that I didn't talk about in last video, or in the last video, I should say. Um, I was working as a personal trainer. I still am a personal trainer, but I was working with people in person for a long time. Um, and when you work with people, the business that I was running, I would go to people's homes and train them. And typically, those people they have a lot of money, right, to have a personal trainer come over to their house to train them. But those people tend to be like, doctors, lawyers, older people. They're not the types of guys that I really resonate with and I want to help, because the guys that I naturally want to help and mentor are guys who remind me of a younger version of myself, somebody who is earlier in their stage of self development and self improvement than I am, thus making me an expert in being able to help them. Right. You can't do that with people who are older, man. If you just start preaching about philosophy and stuff to a 50-year-old, he's just going to be like, what? Like, you're a kid, shut up. Right. Um, and so, uh, what's cool about me being out here now is I'm able to work with guys who are younger, um, and not have to charge them a very premium price that I had to charge, uh, that was able to charge, I should say, older people who make tons of money. Because most guys who are younger than me, they're not making a ton. They might be doing okay, but you're not making like multiple six figures, right? Or you don't have a net worth that's high six figures or low seven figures. I'd imagine. If so, that's pretty dope. But I imagine most of guys aren't like that. So it allows me to charge a lesser price in order to actually be able to train the types of guys that I want. Where otherwise, if I charge what I charge clients, um, if I charge what I charge clients now here in Southeast Asia, I wouldn't be able to live in the US. I just wouldn't. It'd be impossible. But out here, it ends up being something that I can do, which is great. And, you know, um, it's something that you have to put your ego aside a little bit, I should say, because, you might see like I'm just talking about me specifically, my experience. You see sort of like a temporary like dip in um, your wages, I guess you could call it. But at least for me, I get like 10 times more fulfillment just from the location that I'm in, sure, the environment, but then also the people that I'm allowed to work with now. Where otherwise, especially in this economy, it's a lot tougher to do if I was just living back home, you know? I'd have to resort to working with old rich people again, which is just not what I want to do in order to just be able to like pay rent and stuff. So there's so many benefits that come with living in a affordable country, a country that doesn't rip you off. One thing that I like about Vietnam over Thailand, although I love Thailand, is that there's a culture of Thais trying to, and it's not all Thai people. Okay, I have to make that distinction. Of course, it should be self-evident, but whatever. But there's a culture of trying to target foreigners because they think that they have more money, and scamming them. And in Vietnam, everything is much more fair. That's why, like, they're all about fairness here, and working together, which is why they gravitated so much toward communism as a concept. Whether communism actually works out that way, that's for you to decide. Uh, but yeah, I kind of like that here, where I feel I don't feel I definitely don't feel like I'm one of the Vietnamese people, but I don't feel like I'm some target, right? To get the money from, like I kind of do in Thailand. I'll make some other videos in the future, like comparing, um, what's it called? Comparing different areas that I've traveled to. I will say one distinction: the place I usually go in Thailand, Chiang Mai, which is in the north, that has a little bit of a different culture than like the islands and the tourism in the south. So over there in Chiang Mai, I don't feel like I'm getting scammed or whatever at all. It's a very safe place. It's one of those places you can just like leave your phone and nobody will take it. Where I'm at in Vietnam, as much as I love it here and as great as the people are, theft happens all the time if you're not careful. Like I can't just leave my phone out on a park bench. If I leave it there and if I come back an hour later, it's going to be gone, right? So there's benefits and drawbacks everywhere. Um, but yeah, I really love it here, man. And I'm going to be documenting my lifestyle a little bit more during this video. It's the first video on this channel in a while that I've actually had some B-roll. You've probably already seen it because I'll edit this later, of me showing some of the things that I got up to over this past week since I've been here, and I'll continue to get up to. And I absolutely just love it here, man. And I'm not gonna, like, before on my primary YouTube channel, my first one. I mean, let's be honest. At this point, this is my primary YouTube channel because I post on here all the time, and I'll continue to. But I kind of avoided talking about Southeast Asia, just because I'm a pretty private person. Um, I'm not private for the sake of being private, just but for me, when I'm experiencing something in my life, it doesn't occur to me to be like, I should record this. So, um, for the sake of social media and trying to create a movement, and really just trying to get my name out there, I'm going to start doing that more. Uh, it does kind of take away from being in the moment sometimes, but hey, that's a sacrifice you have to make as a content creator, right? So I'm happy to do that. But yeah, I'm going to make more of an effort on this channel to show my lifestyle a little bit more. And yep, I think that's all I got to say for this video so far. I'm going to try to continue the daily uploads from now on. I don't have any videos batched like typically what my process was before was I would film a bunch of videos at once and then uh, release them day to day. This video is being filmed the same day that it's going to be posted. Uh, so I might have a little bit of a backlog that I have to make up for, but ideally, I get in the flow of things and I start to post every single day. Another thing, one last announcement is I made a new Instagram based off this YouTube channel of some of the things I talk about here. I'm gonna have like shorts, like YouTube shorts of what I talk about on this channel is going to be posted on there. Um, I guess on Instagram, it's called Instagram Reels. I'm also going to be doing some writing content on there too, short form writing, and I'll be posting on my story and stuff a lot. So go ahead and give that a follow. In new videos, not this one, but I'm going to have like a little bit of a watermark on the screen to say like follow at Beyond Self Improvement on Instagram. And so yeah, and that's a good way too if you want to contact me about anything. If you just are curious about living out in Southeast Asia, you want fitness advice, which I'm going to be posting a lot more on this channel this year. If you want to inquire about my coaching, I help guys with fitness, overall just lifestyle design. I'm basically like a life coach. Um, I also help with dating. That's something that I'm really freaking good at, but I don't want to call myself a dating coach because I think if I call myself that, then the only metric with which you would measure your progress is just whether you got laid or not, which I think uh, is very like monkey eight brain type thinking. I want the whole entire idea of beyond self improvement is to think deeper than just those little carnal surface level desires, right? So anyway, any of those things that you want to talk about, DM me on Instagram and happy to help out or give you some direction. So yeah, I'm back in Southeast Asia, pumped, and let's have a great 2024. I'm really excited to see where this channel goes, and I really appreciate all 500 or so of you who have subscribed to this channel so far. I appreciate every single one of you that have done that and just enjoy the types of stuff that I talk about on this channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.